Hello guys, and welcome to this TYPO3 beginner course. In this course we will learn the basics of TYPO3 so that you could start creating your own sites with TYPO3. So guys, let's not waste any time, let's directly dive into it. So 1 second. So I've prepared this overview to follow. So these are the chapters, the different features and different functions in TYPO3 that we will be exploring with examples. And yeah guys, so the first feature will be the backend modules. We will look into the different backend modules, the most important backend modules, and look what they really bring us. And then we would look into TypoScript. This is the configuration language of TYPO3, and the page TS configure. This is also a configuration language for the backend. So the site configuration, this is where we'll be configuring our site. The menu rendering, so the navigation, so how we will be rendering our menu dynamically. The TCA, this is how tables in TYPO3 are configured, and the custom content elements. So this is when we want to create custom content elements in our TYPO3 project. Perfect guys. So I'll be starting a demo project. The idea is to have a demo project and test these functionalities. So guys, I'm using DDEV, so I would also advise you to use DDEV because it's really easy to set up in TYPO3. It's already integrated. And yeah guys, so let's start a new project and go through each point separately with an example. So I'd like to also read the documentation with you guys to give you also an idea on how to explore TYPO3. And yeah, let's dive into it. So 1 second guys, let's get out of this. So guys, so let me open a terminal. Let's say this one. 1 second. So guys, let's create a new directory. Let's call it YouTube TYPO3, for example. So we've created our new directory. Let's cd into it. So perfect, it is empty. Now let's initialize it as a DDEV project. So guys, 1 second, we can quickly Google it. So DDEV TYPO3. So as you can see, this is already documented. So let's look at the documentation. So it just says create a new project with TYPO3. So guys, if you don't have DDEV installed, it's really easy to install. Yeah, so you can follow the simple instructions, I think, in this from the official site of DDEV. It's really simple guys. So I'm on a Windows machine, and yeah. So guys, let's look. Let's copy that. Let's paste it here. So we've initialized our TYPO3 instance. So I'll be doing DDEV start. Let me start my containers. So this is Docker containers. So guys, 1 second. Yeah, perfect. It is building the images, as you can see guys. It shouldn't take long. It should be taken like 20-25 seconds. Shouldn't take long. Let us prepare our next command. So as you can see guys, it's Very simple. So perfect, guys. So it's already started. So let's do composer create. So this is a composer based TYPO3 project. So if you're not familiar with TYPO3, there is also another way, and using the legacy structure without using composer, but I would really advise against that. It's always better to use composer based projects. So let's create our project. Let's install the packages, the needed packages. Perfect, guys. So we've installed our needed packages. Now let's look at the documentation. So let's check if all files are there. So as you can see, guys, I see the config, the packages, public, when everything looks perfect, guys. So what we're gonna do is let's see here. So you can of course do something like this and configure our TYPO3 project with DDEV, or we can also do something like this, which is a little bit easier. Let's do here DDEV describe. So it says it is running here. Let's go open new tab. As you can see, guys, it is telling us to create this file inside the root of our web server, which is our public. So let's go to public, let's touch it, and let's refresh. So this is the install tool. It is asking us to create a username, and I name it admin. I'll give it a password. So okay, email, I don't need an email. So do nothing, take me good. Let's do nothing, let's go straight to the backend. So okay, perfect, guys. So I am in the backend. So my TYPO3 instance, my project is initialized, everything looks perfect. So I'm using TYPO3 13.4. So this is the latest TYPO3 version. So guys, let's take a look. Here are the backend modules. So guys, let's start module by module. So the page module is where we would be creating our pages, our site pages. Yes, simply per drag and drop. So the view module is where we will be having a small browser integrated in this frame. So which will make us just take a quick look at our site through the backend. So the list is where we will see in the elements that are on the page. So in the TYPO3 tables, so in the core TYPO3 tables, there is always a PID field, and this PID, that's a page ID field. So that means we will be checking which records belong to the page. So as you can see here, this is I think now the PID 0. As you can see, we have the backend user and, for example, the dashboard. Yeah, guys, and that's it. Let me take a quick look. I will try to set up, one second, guys. I will try to set up a database instance. I will be using SQL Yoke. One second, guys, I will see if this installed. No, let's use MySQL Workbench. So I will be using my SQL Workbench to take a quick look into my database. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my terminal. So as you can see, it says that my database is here on this port, locally on this port. So yeah, let's give it a try, guys. So I will go here and do 1 second, guys, new connection. I will call it YouTube TYPO3 port. I will give it 1 second, guys. I will look which port that was. So this is the port. So you can use DB as username and DB as password. Let's test connection. Continue anyway. Okay, let's take a look at our TYPO3 instance. So guys, perfect, guys. So let's take a look. It's been a long time since I've used my SQL Workbench, so guys, let's do show databases. Let's do show tables, use DB. Okay, good. So they must be here somewhere in the navigation. Let's go here. Okay, perfect, guys. So we have our tables here. As you can see, this is the tables from the TYPO3 core. So if we go to, let's see, guys, let's see. If we go to the backend users, for example, this is, as you can see, the PID 0. That's why it is shown here. This is our backend user. So that's the idea behind this list. So let's keep going. The forms is we will be showing an example in this tutorial. So I will be showing a small example on how forms work. So this is very interesting, guys. Info. This is where we get info on the different pages. Recycler. This is where if we, for example, delete a record, we can recover it. File list. This is simply our file list. We can upload files and do things like that. Sites, this is where we'll be configuring our site. So we'll be configuring, don't worry, guys. I'll be showing you an example. So guys, settings is where we'll be looking into our site settings. So guys, this is connected. These two models work together. The page TS config, this is where we will be looking into our page TS config. So TypoScript. 1 second. So hello guys, I'm back again. Sorry, the recording just stopped. So let's keep looking into our backend module. So the TypoScript, this is very important in TYPO3. This is really the configuration language of the TYPO3. This is pretty interesting. We'll dive also into it. Yeah, guys. So then this is the maintenance module. As you can see, it is protected with a password. This is where we'll be creating our backend users, managing language packages, updating our database, things like that. So clearing our caches. This is the settings. That is this project settings. As you can see, this is different from this one. This is where we will be able to configure, for example, let's go here and say we can, for example, configure our project settings. For example, the mail configuration, or for example, image processing configuration, multiple configurations. We can also go here, for example, let's set it to, for example, debug, and do active preset. So I'm telling TYPO3 that I want to run TYPO3 in debug modus. Yeah, and yeah guys, so this is just extension configuration which we can define in our extensions, and you can reset them here. So guys, the upgrade module, this is where you will be upgrading TYPO3 instance. So for example, from 12 to 13. The environment, just tell us, let's take a look, we are running 8.4 PHP, and our database, as you can see guys, information and the application context, which is production, which we can override guys. So let's keep going. We can test mail, do some image processing tests, as you can see here. As you can see, for example, this one failed. This is very important, so it will directly tell us which processing works. So it is using image magic, as you can see guys. Perfect. So here we can say if our web server user has permission to the different directories and such. So guys, this is very useful information when debugging or when having any problem. And let's go to this extension. For example, the extension module shows us the installed extensions on our site. So guys, yeah guys, and this is also important. For example, the logs, this is the log module where we'll get our logs, our server logs. This is important in production, so we will be checking what went wrong for the user and things like that. So perfect guys, so everything looks perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here. I'm using Cursor guys as an IDE. You can use Visual Studio Code or whatever you want guys. So I will open Cursor. I will open an instance of Cursor. So let's see. So guys, what we want to achieve is we want to create a custom extension where we can like write all our configuration and our custom content types and things like that into it. So this is important. So what I'm gonna do guys, I'm gonna go, let's go here. You can look into the documentation. So TYPO3 extension. So as you can see, there is documentation for extension development. Let's check best. Okay, create an extension. So this will come next. So let's ignore it for now. Let me go back. Let's take this documentation. So let's take a look here. creating a new extension. Okay guys, so perfect, we found this documentation and it tells us to how we gonna create an extension in composer based TYPO3 project. So as you can see guys, what we're gonna do is something like this. Let me go here, I will make a new directory, let's call it packages. Okay, it already exists. Okay, good. Let's go to our packages and let's create new directory. Let's call it, this is our extension guys, so we are creating our extension. Let's call it so let's give it a vendor name. Let's call it dev as vendor name, and let's call it Frontend, for example. So I've created my extension. Okay, perfect guys. Now let's go to my IDE. So guys, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's go here, let's open, I've opened it in the wrong directory, that's why it's not showing correctly. So guys, perfect. So as you can see guys, we have already our packages, we have here our extension. So I'll go here and create a composer.json file. Let's go back to this and let's copy and let's paste it here. So let's change it to something like this. We can of course yeah, good, we can do something like this. So this is my extension key. As you can see, it should be similar to this. This is my, one second guys, so this is my namespace, as you can see. We don't need them guys, so let's remove this. Yeah, okay, perfect guys, we are far ahead. So now we just need to install our extension. Let's install it guys. I'll go here and simply install our extension. Let's call it Frontend. I think that's what we have called. Yeah, let's go. It didn't work because I was not inside my container. I was running the composer command locally. Let's run it inside my DDEV container. As you can see guys, it has already installed it. What we can do is we can do quick check, and that's when we go to, one second guys, yeah, exactly. So, and that's when we go to our backend and go to the extensions. It should be installed. Yeah, as you can see guys, it is installed. I can of course give it an icon and things like that, but we'll skip that for now. As you can see guys, it is here installed. So let's keep going guys. So let's go back to our code. So now we've created our extension, we've installed it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new folder, classes, and then I'm gonna create a new folder, configuration. So this is guys the extension structure when creating TYPO3 extensions. So this is pay attention, this is very important guys. And the resources. So The classes is where we will be loading or our PHP classes, so controllers, things like that, helper classes that we will be using inside our extension or also outside our extension. Configuration is where we will be having our TypoScript configuration, our page.ts configuration, our site configuration, simply the configuration, our TCA, everything. And the resources where we'll have our translations, our templates, things like that. So this is simply put, and yeah, we should also always follow this structure because it wouldn't work otherwise. So because many files are loaded dynamically, so many configuration files are loaded directly from the configuration directory, so we should also always follow this structure. So perfect, guys, let's keep going. I'd like to go back to my extension. So what I'm gonna do, guys, and this is new with TYPO3 13, is we're gonna create a new set. So a new set, the idea behind the set is we can create a set and include it into our site. As you can see, guys, we still don't have a site, but we're gonna create that. 1 second, guys. As you can see, we still don't have any sites, but we will do it shortly. So let's call it home, for example. So let's make it, let's go here, let's make it a root page. So perfect, guys, let's make it visible. Now let's go create our site. So our site is actually a config.yaml file, so it is a YAML configuration where we'll be having our host. So our site host will be this. We will be also configuring our languages. For now we'll just have English, so we don't need to have multiple languages. We will also be configuring our root page, so that when I enter the site, I know I will be directly going to this. So if I now, for example, go ahead and say, let me for example call the Frontend. So as you can see, the page is no site configuration found. So because I don't have any site configuration, let's create it now, guys. So pay attention. So what we can do is simply we can go TYPO3 sites configuration. We can copy the YAML file. So this is way too much. We don't need that much. But we can do something like we need. Well, you know what, guys? Let's copy it all, and then I can explain each property separately. So guys, let's go to our project here on the console. I'll go to config sites. As you can see, DDEV, so the install tool, has already created a site for us. So we have two options. We can of course delete it, or we can rename it. So I can go here and rename it. So let's go to sites. As you can see, DDEV already created one for me. I can go here and say my base point is this. Exactly. So I can say my base point. I'll give it my identifier will be, let's say, YouTube TYPO3, for example. And then now I've created, as you can see, it was renamed to YouTube TYPO3. And now if I go to this, it will find the site configuration. So because it knows the base. So if I go and do this, so as you can see, guys, it has found my site. It doesn't give me this site, no site configuration found error anymore. So this is another thing. So it needs a TypoScript configuration to know how to show my front-end page. So this is important, guys. Let's go. And we will be creating a new set. So let's go directly to TYPO3 sets. As I've mentioned, guys, this is new with sorry guys, this is new with TYPO3 13. Before that, we will just create a new TypoScript configuration and include it in the backend. So this is a set of configurations like the page.ts, TypoScript configuration and such that will be included directly. I will show you guys how we do that. So as you can see, guys, it will be my set under sets, my set. So we call it page set, and then go here and say config.yaml. So guys, yeah guys, let's do it. So this is pretty straightforward. So let's do it. I'll show you how before TYPO3 13 we would go here. So for example, one second guys, TypoScript. So we would be creating, one second. So here we will be creating a new record, and we will be including from this record, including the TypoScript. But now we don't need to do all that. We can just configure a site set, and it will be directly included if I want to include it in my site, of course. So, and that will be inside our site config.yaml, where I will be also define our dependencies. So let's first create our set. So we don't need much, guys. We need just a config.yaml. So I would do something like this. I would go under configuration, create sets, and then create a new file, a new folder. Let's call it page set, and then here we create our config.yaml, which is simply something like this. So guys, let's go back. Let's name it this. I can of course add dependencies. So if I want to add other TypoScript configuration or other type or other setting configuration, I would be adding dependencies. So I can add multiple sets to my set, and yeah, this is very useful, guys. So guys, let's keep going. Let's take a look here. Okay, as you can see, we have our dependencies. We'll later define them. As you can see, we can also define a hidden set. Perfect, guys. So this is what I need. So in my site configuration, I will go and do something like this. Config sites, we'll do something like this. Let's give you a website title, TYPO3 YouTube, for example. So I will give it something like this. This is my site configuration. I will give it something like that. I'm saying it just depends on this set. So on this set, let's call it, let's give it but that's okay. Let's give it this with this name. Now what I'm gonna do, for example, when I create my setup to TypoScript file, it will be directly included. So I'll create setup.typoscript .typoscript, and I'll create a constant.typoscript. So guys, this is for defining our constant. So the constant TypoScript is actually for define the constant that will be used in the setup.typoscript. And yeah guys, so I will also, it is good practice to have the setup.typoscript only importing files. So we will be having multiple TypoScript configuration for different use cases, for different configurations, and that's why we shouldn't pack them all in one file. It will be better to have multiple files and then we import them in a base file. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here and do TypoScript, where we're gonna import our TypoScript configuration. So let's start guys. So let's take a quick check. So guys, we go back to the backend. We have to clear all our caches for the set to be loaded. Perfect. As you can see guys, 1 second, side. So as you can see, it is all already loaded with the dependencies, so it is already loaded inside my site. So both these sets are very important. So these sets define our content type elements, and we need them for it to work guys. So both these sets define how, let's go for example here, how these elements, so these content types are rendered in the front end. So we need them, we need to include them. So we have two choices. Either we include them like this, so just push them here, or we can go and say, 1 second guys, second. Either we include them like that, or we can include them with our file, simply just saying 1 second. We can either include them under the sites, or in our set where we be defining the dependency. So it doesn't matter guys. So I will simply include them here. I will also put this down. Yeah, perfect guys. So that means this will be loaded after these, because we will be overriding some things from these configurations. So it is better to load them after these. Perfect guys. So we are almost done with our configuration. So now when I go to my front end, now it finds my TypoScript. So it finds that I have a TypoScript, but it doesn't find the page configuration. So in TYPO3 guys, we must configure the page how we want the page to be rendered with TypoScript. The idea is to have, 1 second guys. So let me go back to my backend. So the idea is to get the backend layout. So this is a backend layout. I will show you how we will be creating a custom backend layout. This is, I think this is default. Let's go here and it will be shown here. As you can see, this is the default. It's empty. Simply this is a default backend layout, and with our page configuration in TypoScript we will be defining how this backend layout will be rendered. So this is important guys. And yeah guys, so it just defines how things are rendered, so that's important. Let's go, let's first create a backend layout. So this is also important guys. When creating backend layout, the idea is to say, for example, let's say I want to have in this section, I want to have, for example, here I want to have a header, here I want to have a main, and for example I want to have a footer. So I will be defining the layout, and then in the front end I will be getting this information and render them however I want. So this is very useful. For the sake of this video, we'll simply define a simple layout, a new simple backend layout, where we will have a header and a footer guys. So not a footer, guys, and the main. So let's do it. 1 second, guys. So it is called page.ts configuration. So whenever we're configuring the backend, it is page.ts configuration. Many things can be done with page.ts configuration. And yeah, guys, so for things like layout configuration, item removal, items like manipulation, select manipulation, things like that, we would easily configure it with our page.ts configuration. So let's create a sample page. Let's go here. We can look into the documentation. Let's go TYPO3 backend layout. So guys, as you can see, this is a nice configuration. Perfect, guys. So as you can see, guys, we can use this one. Yeah, we can use this one. So I would go here and say under my set. So as I said, guys, when I include the set, everything will be loaded. So I will go tsconfig, and I have already an example of a simple tsconfig for layout. We can use it, guys. 1 second. So guys, copy paste, perfect. So I'll explain what I'm doing. So I'm defining new backend layout called Frontend template, and it will be simply defining 2 rows, each having 1 column. So as you can see, a header and a main, and that's it, guys. So that's what I'm gonna be defining, and this is my key that I'm gonna be later using. And everything looks good, guys. So let me go back to my backend and let me delete all caches. So good. So all caches deleted. Perfect, guys. Let me go back to my page and let's do something like this. Edit page properties. So here I should get a new drop down list. Let's do it for all my siblings. So as you can see, guys, as you can see here, guys, this is the value pages Frontend template. So TYPO3 puts pages as a prefix to my Frontend template, and this is my value in the database. So I will save it. Perfect, guys. If I go here, it should still tell us no page configuration for type 0, so no page has been configured. That's what we're gonna do now. So we've defined our custom backend layout, and as you can see, we have a header and a main. I can go here and let me go here and put header simply like that. Let me delete all caches. For such things, as you can see, guys, we must delete all caches. As you can see now, it's header. So let's go back to our project and let's create the page configuration. So for the page configuration, I will create a new, 1 second, I would create a new TypoScript configuration called page.typoscript. I will import, we'll do something like this when importing. So TypoScript, and then page.typoscript. Perfect, guys. So I will go in my sorry, guys, yeah, that should be in the setup. So I will go into my page.typoscript and copy the page configuration. So guys, this is pretty straightforward. There are many ways to configure the page configuration, but I will give you the most basics and easiest way to do so. So guys, 1 second. So guys, we can worry about that later. So as you can see, I'm defining a page here. So this is important. I'm defining a page, and it would have the type 0 by default, and I'm saying this should be a fluid template, and here I'm configuring my backend rendering. As you can see guys, I'm saying if default, so if default or no value has been selected, then I should just 1 second guys, let me fix those. So 1 second guys. So guys, hello again. So let's keep going. As you can see here, we are simply defining our backend rendering. So when I'm saying when the value is page's frontend template, then it should render this template. Here I'm defining my partial and template and layout route paths. Yeah guys, so you can ignore this for now. We'll go about it later, but for now let's focus on this part. So guys, let us focus on this part. So this guys, that means it will look let's do something like this. So let's do something like this. So as I'm defining here my page view, my layout paths and partial path and template paths. So guys, for this page, when I'm gonna inside my main.html, when I'll try to render partials. So if you don't know what a partial is, we'll dive into it pretty soon. So when I'm trying to render a partial, it should be looking inside this directory. So it should be looking under resources here, private partial. So let's go and create our private partials. Let's create templates, and let's create layouts. As you can see, under my templates, I will go create a page view, and inside it I will create main.html. Perfect guys, so it should be including it. Page view, let's see if that works guys. Let's see, let's clear all caches. Let's go to my as you can see guys, it is working, but not exactly. As you can see, we have seen an error, and I expect that because of this guys. So 1 second. So we may need to give the fall. As you can see, whenever I do some changes inside my TyPO3 configuration, I need to clear the caches, so all caches. So this doesn't seem to work. I think we must simply put the whole path. So guys, we must simply do something like this. Perfect guys. Let's go here, and so as you can see, it is empty. because it's simply an empty template. What we can do, guys, we can go here and do something like this. Let me define a default .html layout. Let me go here and say let's do something like this. Let's use the standard 1 second, guys. So let's do something like this. So let's go here and yeah, that means this layout. So I'll go into my template and define a section, and here use my layout. So let's do something like this. So I'm using my default layout and I'm defining my section main. So it will come here and render this section. So it should show hello world. So it should show that. So let's delete frontend caches. As you can see, hello world. Perfect, guys. So this is already a very important step. And yeah, guys, as you can see, our page is being rendered. Perfect. So let's take a look, guys. So what we're gonna be doing next is we will be rendering elements from the backend. So for example, let me go here and do. So let me go here and do something like this. With my backend, I'll go here and create, for example, a new let's say a new text. Let's create a new text element. As you can see, let's say now this is a text element, for example. Let's put it like this. If I go to my front end, as you can see, it is not rendered yet, so I should be rendering it. And this is where data processing comes into play. So TYPO3 makes multiple data processors available for us to fetch this data and show them in the front end. So guys, let's say I want to get my all my pages, or I want to get my languages or things like that. This is possible with the data processing feature. So let's go back here. Let's take a look at this. So as you can see here, I've already having two data processes defined, and the first one is the page content. This data processor will give us simply the content on my backend. So this content on my backend will be given to me in the front end to be rendered. So I will go back to my main.html. I'll do something like this. I'll do f debug. We can do content. Let's do all. When you do like this, all variables in this context that's given to my Fluid template will be printed out. So guys, let's keep going. So I will delete my front-end caches. So perfect. So here you can see I have this content, I have my header, and I have my main. So in both of these I have, under my main we've added the content type text, and it is this one. So I want to be rendering this one instead of hello world. So what I'm gonna do, guys, pretty simple. So let's get rid of this. I will create a main tag, and I will create For example, we can of course put that into another section, but for the sake of this video I will be rendering it directly in this section. So let me go and check an example. Let's go to the documentation, guys. Give it a quick look. TYPO3 page content. So wrong documentation. That should be it. So as you can see, guys, it is simply processing, as you can see, giving it as a variable my content here in this example, and here is simply this is the layout row name. So we have header and main, so we have both of these. So as you can see, you can check on the full type to know to do something. So I can say if full type, for example, equal text, for example, then it will do something. But we can also of course use the TypoScript object path, which will render these content elements based on their TypoScript configuration, which is what we need. So we won't be doing anything. We don't need to manually print them out, so we need to simply use their definitions. So I will go and do this. So guys, so in our example, this is not named content, this is not named my content, this is named content. So I will go do something like this. This is not named left, this is main, but record, and the rest should be simply correct. So let's go back, guys, to this this section. As you can see, hello, this is text element. So perfect, guys, it has rendered my regular text element. So this looks pretty good, guys. What we want to do next is simply print out our menu. So let's say I have, let me create, let's call it page 1. Let's call this 1 second, let's call it page 2, for example, and let's call this, let's go here and say page 3, for example. So move this item. Oh, okay, I think I have deleted it. Oh, okay, I have pushed it there. Move this item. So perfect, guys. So let's enable them. Simply let's have, for example, 3 pages. Let's enable them. So first, guys, I'd like to include some CSS and JavaScript so that we can, let's include simply Bootstrap. So it's a good way to show you guys how we will be including custom JavaScript libraries and custom CSS libraries. So let's go here. Let me go under resources. So guys, under public, let me have folder called JavaScript scripts, and let's call it simply JavaScript, and let's go here and have CSS. So guys, 1 second, guys, I have already installed them, so I will be pushing CSS, Bootstrap, CSS will go here, and my JavaScript will go there. So 1 second, guys. Perfect, guys. So I will go back to, we will be including them with our typo script. So we have two options. We can either include them with typo script, or we can also include them inside this main.html using the asset fluid helper. So for the sake of this video, I will be including them with typo script. So I will go here, guys, and let's do something like this. And the typo script, I will go and do CSS, and here I will do JavaScript. So here will be including I'll do new file, bootstrap.typoscript, and also here let's do bootstrap.typoscript. So guys, perfect. Let's go here and say 1 second, guys. So in my JavaScript, I will include it like this. As you can see, simply extension key, and then the full path. Let's go here and include our CSS. As you can see, the same thing, guys, extension key, and then the full path. So the relative path, I meant, guys. So as you can see, everything looks okay. Let's go to our setup typo script and let's include them. So I'll do an import and CSS. Perfect, guys. So this should be included. We can use them simply, guys, to create our menu, so we don't need to do some custom work when creating our menu. So let's keep going. Let's do a quick check if they are really included. So I will reload this. I will inspect the page. I will search for bootstrap. As you can see, guys, they are both included. Perfect. So this is amazing, guys. Let's keep going. So perfect. Now with this menu, as you can see, with this menu processing, as you can see under data processing, we are getting a variable as main menu. So this is our menu. I will come here and say let's debug them. Let's go here and say all. So let me clear my Frontend, guys. So as you can see, under main menu, this is my menu. I have 3 items, which are my pages, as you can see, guys. So perfect. Now I can create my menu. I will go here and do something like this. Let's remove this debug. I will go and let's go here and create a header, and let's go under partials and create a new subfolder called navigation, and let me call it main menu HTML. Perfect, guys. So in this main menu template, I would be rendering my my main menu. So I will go and do render partial. Let's navigation main menu, for example. So as we've defined the partial, so it should know directly. So we've defined the partial path. It should know directly to look into this partial path, so it will find it because we've defined it in the page definition. So guys, let's keep going, guys. Now let me copy my bootstrap menu. Let's go here, guys. So let's go here, main menu. Perfect. So this is simply bootstrap CSS element, so doesn't matter guys, we don't need to dive into the details, but as you can see I'm using my menu variable which I need to pass, so I will do sorry guys, so I will do argument, so I'll do something like this. So I'm passing main menu as menu, so in this main menu it will look for menu. So as you can see guys, it's simple and straightforward. Let's go back to this. So it has rendered them, but I think, one second, let's take a look. Bootstrap doesn't seem to be included. It is included, but let's check. Okay, it doesn't seem to be found. I may have a typo. Let's check it out. So under resources, public CSS, resources, public CSS, bootstrap. Let's go here. Resources, public. So page does include CSS. Let's go here. Bootstrap. Everything looks good, I would say, guys. So looks alright. Maybe having a problem finding our files. Let's debug this a little bit. So let's debug this. I would go to my TypoScript module. Let's see if, let's go to active TypoScript. Let's see if this really being loaded. So as you can see, we have both of these. So let's take a look of this exists. So let's do something like this. So packages. Okay, good. It is not being found. That means we have something. Let's look at this. Public. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see the problem already. So it doesn't find this because this doesn't exist. As you can see, JavaScript is small. We can go and rename this Java scripts. So let's keep it like this. Now when I do this, it should find it. Now let's check my other CSS file. So okay, it is also found. Perfect. So now when I remove all my caches, let's look why So it is not finding it still somehow. Maybe because let's do something like this. Let's packages. Let's see if this brings something. It's somehow not being able to find my. They exist, but it is not being able to load them. Let's see if this exists. One second. Okay, doesn't exist. So I think we know the problem. So it is including them. Let's try something, guys. So it is simply not finding our CSS. This can be a permission problem, but let's take a look. So guys, I will look quickly into this, and I'll be back. Yeah, see you soon. So hello again, guys. So I've got it to work. So the problem was the asset file wasn't generated, and I've just run composer install, and it became generated. So guys, under this public assets, it wasn't just simply generated. So the directory for the extension resources wasn't generated, and yeah, so I've just run composer install. As you can see, guys, it says here publishing public assets of TYPO3 extensions, published public assets, and these are the assets. So guys, and yeah, that was it, guys. So let's keep going, guys. So as you can see, guys, it looks nice. I've already added my menus. So let's go back to my main root page. Let's check the backend. So perfect, guys. So here we have a basic TYPO3 instance. We can, of course, guys, one second, guys. Perfect. So as you can see here, we have already a basic TYPO3 project. So we can use the provided TYPO3 modules and content types to create a simple website, or we can extend it and make our custom elements, custom plugins, and we can really extend it to the core. So TYPO3 is very extendable, guys. But yeah, for the sake of this tutorial, we'll create two custom types, so two custom content types, and to check them out. So this will allow us to dive into custom type content type creation, and of course TCA configuration and things like that. So yeah, guys, so we can create two content type. The first content type will be service card, so simply a card. The second will be project showcase element, so we will have an image and description to the project. So these are two simple custom types that will give us an overview of how custom type creation works in TYPO3. So guys, we can of course start creating our custom types. So a custom type needs two important things. So it needs firstly TYPO3 definition. This will define what template to use, and it needs of course a TCA configuration so that we define how it will look in the backend. Perfect guys, and when we have this done, so it should be working. So let's go here, and under my configuration I will create a new folder, TCA. Under it I will go to override. As you can see guys, you have TCA and override, and under TYPOScript I will go and create a new folder, content element. Let's call it content element. And yeah guys, and that's all we need guys for now. So let's start creating guys. Perfect. So let's start by creating a new content element configuration. Let's call it service card with TYPOScript. So this is important guys, so let's take a look on how TYPO3 creates its content elements, and that's under the extension CMS, I think CMS fluid content or something, where all this content types from TYPO3 are defined. So I'm talking about this content type. 1 second guys. So I'm talking about all of these. So they are defined in TYPOScript configuration and TCA configuration. So let's take a quick look at how these services are configured. So as you can see, for example, let's take for example the bullets.typoscript. So the bullets.typoscript simply has, so every content element should extend this leap.content element. It should have a template name, and this is the data processing, so we can process some data from the content type table. So guys, let's take a look at our database. So all content types elements are stored in the TT content table, in this table. So in this table guys, yeah. Perfect. Let's keep going. So for us now, for our simple custom type, let's simply create a content type that takes simply a template name. We don't need to do any data processing, so it doesn't matter. So guys, let's go back to my service card. I already have this configured in another project, so let's copy paste it guys. 1 second. So guys, this is the service card and it is configured under the service card template name. So but you may be asking, how will my extension, my content type definition know which template root path to take? And that's why we need to override, as you can see guys, we need to override the root paths. So let's take a quick look in the backend. 1 second. So let's take a quick look at TYPOScript. Let's look under leap content element. Let's take a look at layout paths, partial paths, and template root paths. So guys, these are the extension settings that we must actually, one second guys, templates, as you can see this is the constants and we need to override them guys. So to override them we can technically, let's take here, this is the fluid styled content, this is where we're gonna be overriding things. This is the set, this is, one second, let's take a look. Okay, exactly here guys. So as you can see, this is the definition of the settings, so this needs to be overridden. Let's do something like this. Let me go to my set. Under here I will create settings.yaml file, and I will start to can of course do something like this. As you can see guys, I have defined my roots, so I think it takes string, so let's do it something like this. Okay, perfect guys. So the settings will be loaded because my set is already loaded, and they will override the other configuration. So if I do this, I will reload my frame. So one second guys. Let's see, sets. So let's go to let's go to my typo script. So one second guys. Okay, settings.yaml settings. So as you can see, this is very sensitive, so I will go back here and take a look. Settings.yaml. Perfect. Okay, so guys, as you can see, they are already included. I would like to change something guys, and that's here I would like to go under content. So instead of going private templates, I would go to another subdirectory content. I would like to do it like this, content, let's call it content elements. Yeah, I will go here and do template, content elements. Let's create our template, service card.html. So let's keep going guys. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna configure our TCA. So let's go back to this extension. So this is from TYPO3. Let's take a look at how TYPO3 configures its so let's go, for example, in this div, or let's take, for example, our bullets. For example, as you can see here guys, this is adding a new column to the table. That's we don't need that, but this is adding a new column. We don't need that to the database. Here this is important for us, so here he's defining the content name and type. The value is what we already defined in TypoScript. as you can see, icon, we can also define icon, and this is the group. So it will look something like this. So let me go to my page. So this is the group, this menu, this is the icon, this is the name, this is this description. So and this is how, this is important, guys, this is how my content element should be rendered. So let's take a look, for example, for the bullets. Let's open it. So as you can see, I have 6 steps. Let's look at it. Let's go back. I have 6 steps. So the first one is general. The second one, as you can see, guys, so whenever I have a div like this, I'm creating a tab. A palette is simply creating, let's see here, 1 second, guys. So genau, exactly, a palette is simply creating a section inside my tab. So for example, let's go to my headline palette. This is here, this is the headline palette. So inside it I'm adding the bullets, after it I'm adding the bullets type and the body text. So let's take a look. So bullet, as you can see, so this is the headlines palette. So palette is a collection of fields that will be rendered inside a section. So then I'm rendering them as their own palettes, as you can see, the bullets and bullet text. And yeah, guys, so this is the tabs. So there is the general tab will be always included, but we must override it, but with this method, with this add record type, so that it will be kind of merged. And yeah, guys, so this may be a little bit confusing at first, but with the show item, so with TYPO3 13, I think, came this method. It makes us easier to configure our DTA elements. And yeah, as you can see, guys, we have the categories, we have appearance links as palettes, we have this appearance as tab, we have categories as tab. And if we go here and take a look, appearance, category as tab, then comes the language, access, and notes. They are simply just included. It will be simply merged, as I've mentioned. So yeah, guys, we don't need this. So I will copy this. I will go to my extension. Let's go to configuration, TTA override. I will create a new one called TT content. Let's do it like this. Let's follow the naming convention. Content type, let's call it service card with PHP. So I don't need this. I'm not adding new column. So I may need this. For now, I will not use the translation. I would say, let's call it service card. This service card, for example, let's say, let's make it into a special category. So we don't need this. Let me take a look at this, at that translation. So let's say body text. Yeah, let's take this label. We can later, 1 second, guys. Yeah, perfect. So we can later create our own translation, but for now let's do it like this. I don't need any column override. Let's ignore this. So what we can do, for the sake of this tutorial, let's create a new icon. This is under, I think, the icons.php file. This is a configuration file, icons.php. Let me go to my public. Let's add an svg file. Let's go here and do, for example, icons. 1 second, guys, I have already SVG. So let's copy it here. As you can see, this is my SVG, and let's do something like this, guys. 1 second. So let me go here, service card. This looks perfect. Let's go do something like this, guys. Let's go here and do something like this. So let me go to my backend. It should be set. So I should be under special. I should be, as you can see, we have my new element with this new icon. So when I click on it, I can do, this is a simple test. Let's put it also in the header. For example, let's save. Now I have my service card element. So it shouldn't do anything, guys. It should be, let's go, it should be empty because the template is simply empty. As you can see, it has no rendering definition. We must configure that. So 1 second, guys. So that's content element. 1 second. Content elements, perfect, guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we need to first, because I've changed the settings, so when you change the settings YAML, you need to really clear all caches. So now it should at least, 1 second, let's take a look. Doesn't find the rendering definition. So guys, let's take exactly layout, resource, private templates, content, templates, content, elements. So let's add some, HTML to it. So it shouldn't find it yet. So guys, let's debug our content element. Okay, perfect, guys. Yeah, found the problem. I've forgotten to include it, so we must include it here, of course. Import. We can do something like that, or we can I think literally include everything. We can do something like this. Let's take a look. So guys, let's go. Let's see if it is included. Content element, the content. Yeah, it is not yet included. Let's do it simply like this. Typo script, content element. Let's do service card. Content element. Yeah, it wasn't saved. The file wasn't saved. Sorry guys, I forgot to save the file. Now it should be here, as you can see. Now when I do this, it should be simply shown. So as you can see, guys, this may be a little bit complicated at first, but it will actually always get easier and easier. I would say we've covered almost 60 to 70% of TYPO3, because TYPO3 is really an ocean, and there are just many features. But this should give you an idea on how things done. I will continue this video tomorrow, so I will take a quick rest and continue this video tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll dive more into the TCA configuration and other customization, and maybe the form module. And yeah guys, so bye bye, see you tomorrow. So hello again guys. So yesterday we've seen how a simple content type element would be created. In this small episode I'd like to go over creating a more complex content type element, and maybe we'll also create the form, so using the form builder from TYPO3. So guys, let's dive into it. So 1 second guys. Okay, perfect guys. So as you can see, this is the TypoScript definition of our service card content type. As I've mentioned in the last episode, I'd like to create the project showcase content type that will accept an image. So guys, it should actually, 1 second guys, let's take a look at the backend. So let's go out to our page. I must log in again. So guys, the idea, it should be a showcase, so it should be like a project showcase content type. It should have an image, so it would have something like this. As you can see, this is the image content type. It should have all these definitions with the image. It will be uploaded from the backend, so the image will be uploaded here with extra text like description, things like that, so that we fill out the text. So discard my changes. Let me go here. I will go here and create a new content element called project showcase.typoscript. So guys, it should work the same. Let's rename this. Let me create my template. So project showcase.html. So perfect. So I've created my template. Let me create my TCA configuration, as I've mentioned in the configuration override. So I will create how my my content type will be shown in the backend. So I will select which fields I'd like to have. So I will go here, follow the naming convention, TT content type, and then project show project showcase.php. I've already configured it, so guys, I will copy paste it from another place. 1 second guys. So I have to rename this, so it doesn't matter, so the name doesn't matter guys, so it will be loaded. So this is okay, but as you can see here, I've created, 1 second guys, as you can see here, I've created already my TCA configuration, so it will belong to the group special. It's a special content element. It will have this icon which we will be uploading, and this is the value of the TypoScript configuration. So here are simply some translations. I will let's go and put it like this. Let's put it in simple strings. Exactly. We will dive later into how we'll be creating our translations. So as you can see guys, we have the palette headers. So as I've mentioned in the last video, this will be merged to the general tabs and the necessary tabs. So as you can see, I have here a headers, body text, I have this image, so this is the image field, and I have all these palettes. So guys, I've stolen this, so I've simply copied this from the image TCA configuration. So from the image TCA configuration, we can take a quick look at it. So image TCA configuration, as you can see, it is using these. So this is the image tab. I wanted to also integrate it. Let's go back to our showcase. Exactly. As you can see, this is simply how my content element will be shown in the backend. So this is the elements that I will be showing. So I'll go here. Let's not forget to define the icon. So 1 second guys, I have already an SVG. I must simply copy it. Icons. So perfect, I've copied it. Let's go to our icons configuration. It is here guys, so I will need to add the project showcase icon to it. So this is pretty simple. As you can see, public icons, and that's my icon. So my icon will be loaded like this. So let me go back to my content type showcase. Everything looks perfect guys. Let's, as you can see, here is the template. Let's go guys. So let's try to create, as you can see, this is the project showcase element, as you can see guys. I will go and do something like this. Let me go here. As you can see guys, this is the images. I can add any image. Let's do, this is a test, for example, this project showcase test. I can also override this guys to make it look like a rich text editor. I will show you an example. So guys, let me add an image. Let's install an image. 1 second guys. So let's install an image from Google, dummy image, for example this one. Let's download it guys. So guys, so let's go back to here guys, and let's add my image. It is, let's go to user uploads and let me add my image here. So perfect, upload files. Perfect, my image has been loaded. I will go here and choose it and save. So guys, what if I want my body text to be an RTE, so rich text editor, like this? Let's check. Yeah, this one, like this. So I will have to override this body text in my TCA configuration. To I will say to it to be an RTE instead of a normal text area, so to say. So guys, let's go back. It's also it is always useful to check how the core content elements were created, so that we can copy them guys. So this is good practice guys, so that we don't freestyle guys. So it is always good practice to just check how the TYPO3 people do it, and then we can copy them. Yeah, so let's go to, that was a normal text. I will go to my, so probably somewhere here defined. Okay, can't find it. Text pic. Well, let's take a look at this, for example. So let's take exactly something like this. We need something like this. We can copy it. So as you can see in the text pic or the text media, it's probably enabled. So we need something like that. We will go to my project showcase configuration. I will go here and do something like this. So if I go and clear my caches, close it here. As you can see guys, this is, let's make it like this. So as you can see guys, this is simply available as a rich text editor, so I will be able to do many things to it, like let's do multiple styles. Yeah, I can also do something like a list. This is item 2 for example, and yeah guys, so it will be also shown correctly in the front end. So now if I go to my front end, nothing should be shown. As you can see, it says type has no rendering definition. So let's go and take a look at our code. So this is my template. Let's me go to my configuration. Yeah, as you can see guys, let's go to my TypoScript main file, and that's the setup TypoScript. Then let me include it. So import. So let me go and clear all caches. So now it should be empty. So this error should be gone and it should be empty. Now we will define in the front end. So we'll get all this information from our backend, and we define how we want to render it in the front end. So if I go here guys, to my template. So guys, let's take a look at how images are rendered in the image content type. So I will go simply to my image TypoScript. This is from TYPO3 core. So as you can see guys, here we are using the data processing so that we can process the files, so that we can get them as files. So the idea is to look at the image field and make a file object out of it. And here also guys, as you can see, this is the gallery. This is also another processing, and I'm giving it here just some values. Perfect guys. So we can take this. So we can simply take that and go here. Perfect. And now if we go to my template and do something like this, let me print out the context. I will go here, I will clear my caches like always. The TypoScript configurations are heavily cached. So as you can see guys, I have two objects. I have the files, so my files will be given in an array, and the gallery. So this is simply a gallery configuration, so to say. So guys, perfect. This is simply some configuration that will be given to the to our template. So so let's take a look at how TYPO3 renders the temp. So if I go to image.html, as I can see here, it is rendering it like this. It is rendering the partial media gallery, and that's this partial. So media gallery, it is rendering this partials. And as you know guys, we already have this path. So we already have this CMS fluid style content path included in our lib content element. That is the standard path. So that is the default path. It is already included. I've just added the path of my extension to it, so it is already included. So I can actually use this partial. So I can actually use the partials because my fluid will look into this directories. So guys, let's do something like that. So I have already created it. So 1 second, I will copy it and then I will explain. So perfect guys. So as you can see guys here, 1 second. As you can see guys here, we just simply rendering the gallery. So I'm just simply rendering the partials with all this information in the context. So I'm letting the content type image element take care of the rest for me. So I'm just rendering these partials to make it work exactly as in the image content type. And here, guys, I'm just simply rendering the body. So I'm getting the header and the body text. I'm saying format HTML because I'm using the rich text editor, and this is simply the header link. So I can 1 second, guys. So let's first render it. So let's go here. So as you can see, guys, I can also, for example, add, let's say, header links. Let's say I can add it to page 2, for example. And if I go here and reload my page, as you can see, I get view project. Then it should be going to 1 second, as you can see. So 1 second, guys. 1 second. So I must be using I think the TypoScript view helper. So let's fix this. So let's go here and do TYPO3 typo, I think, link view helper. So it's something along these lines. Let's take a look. Typo link, yeah, typo link, guys. So typo link. Perfect, guys. Yeah, something like this. One second, guys. So let's give it this class. Let's give it target blank, to project, and let's make it like this. So now it should be working. So go here and clear the Frontend. So now it should be correctly resolving. As you see, guys, it has resolved my link. So I'm going to the correct link. So I can also give like facebook.com or google.com. I can give like a global links, so external links. And yeah, guys, as you can see, it works with this. It looks pretty good. And that's it, guys. So that's how we would be, for example, simply using our content elements. So guys, let's take a quick look at the forms before we're done. So let's go and create new form. So this is the form builder module. So you guys like really can use it for anything. So you can also create your own forms in separated plugin and have like the full control of it. But in most cases, this form builder would be probably useful. You don't need to, because it is also customizable. You can create new validations, you can create new finishers, you can listen on many events, so it's pretty customizable. So let's go blank form, let's call it contact form. Let's go here. So as you can see, let's make it empty. So let's go here and make a text called, let's say, or let's remove it. Let's make an email text field called email address, and I will make also, for example, description. Let me see, text area. So perfect, I will call it description. Then I will save. Let me define a finisher. So the idea behind finishers is after I've submitted the form, I'm gonna do an action. I'm gonna do email to receiver to you, and I'm gonna save. We'll do check the following elements. Let's take a look. So subject, contact bar, test test, for example. Let's check the following elements. Okay, test. So for example, so let me save it. Perfect, guys, it should be looking good. So I will go here and create a new element. Let me go to my forms and I will be defining this. Let me choose my form definition, and perfect, guys. So let's go here, guys. 1 second. Let me go back to my forms. So guys, I think I must include a configuration, which is 1 second, guys. Let me go check to settings, sites. I'm in sites. Let me edit it, and as you can see, this must be included. Let's put it before our let's do something like this. Let's see. As you can see, guys, it is been rendered. I can say test.com, for example. This is a test, and I can submit it. So I'd like to test out my finisher, so I will go here and do dev mail kit. So this is the mail simulation from DDEV. As you can see, guys, this is simply simulation, because I don't have a mail server, so I'm not gonna be. So as you can see, my form is already submitted and I've got already an email, this contact form. So as you guys, everything here is already customizable, so you can really customize it, and that's it, guys. That's what you need. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and tell me like which parts you didn't understand, and I'd like to I would be happy to go over them again, and yeah, guys, so thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.